From time to time, people say to me with a kind of searing infamy, well, you're too dour, you're too down, you're too despairing. So on this occasion, let me change the channels. Let me be unrelievedly optimistic. And let me paint the scene to provide the optimism. Let's think ahead to next Tuesday, November the 3rd. And let's assume, just assume, that there's a new occupant of the White House at the end of the American election. What would it mean? Well, item, it would mean that the United States rejoined the World Health Organization, which, despite its limitations, WHO is the centerpiece of the international response to the coronavirus, and it needs the United States. Item, the United States would provide the funding that it has taken away from the World Health Organization, making that outfit a much more resolute and vigorous entity. Item, the United States, with a sudden spasm of empathy and decency, might recognize that low-income and middle-income countries have to have access to therapeutics and diagnostics and vaccines to fight COVID-19, and that they shouldn't all be appropriated for the use of the United States. That might well happen. Item, the United States may give significant additional resources to fight HIV. After all, COVID-19 has eclipsed the work around AIDS, and necessarily more resources are necessary, and the activists and advocates will be so happy when the bipartisan nature of the United States provides the additional money. Item, maybe the United States will even embrace multilateralism again, the United Nations in particular, as a very strong signal to the rest of the world. Item, the United States will join the Paris Accord and begin to fight climate change. Item, the United States will reduce its dependence on oil and fracking and natural gas, as has been indicated by the potential new incumbent of the White House. And that will be a tremendous signal to the rest of the world that global warming will be confronted. Item, the United States will end this special relationship with authoritarian countries like North Korea and Poland and Hungary and Brazil, and perhaps embrace a democratic ethos. What a pleasure that would be. And if I may make a slight detour, we can deal with what would happen internally, because the whole world is so concerned about the carnage within the United States, and it may well be that there will be a plan to address the carnage. Testing, contact tracing, mask wearing, the things that are necessary. I can take it further. It may well be that the United States, under a new president, will embrace Black Lives Matter as a signal to the rest of the world, particularly the developing world. And I should add that it's probable that children will never again be yanked from the arms of their parents, and those cages will be razed to the ground. You know, on the morning of November the 4th, Wednesday, it may be that the entire world gives a reverberating cry of pleasure and joy. Do I believe that all of that is possible? You know, I really do. That was Next Week. I'm Stephen Lewis.